how to deal with your specific person in the 3D while you're manifesting. For example, if your person has a third party, how are you supposed to behave and act in the real 3D while you're manifesting that 3P is the hell on out of here? How to deal with that? You want to know that? Keep watching this video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you? Well, I'm going to do a really short intro today because I only got 10 minutes for my next call. And I wanted to answer this question. I was asked this. It was a question left on my most latest live stream. And I think it's a good question. And I get asked this type of question all the time. So we need a video. I probably have another video out there answering it. I don't know. I got over 700 things. Okay. If you want to work with me, if you want to work with me, all that information is in the Dropbox below. You want coaching? Dropbox below. You want to join my channel memberships where I go live with my channel members twice a week? We go live together twice, right? If you join the hot seat group. Info in the Dropbox below. Everything's in the Dropbox below. You want to just hang out with me because you just love my personality because I am sexy, sassy, saucy? Come on over to my other YouTube channel, Kimberly's Other Life, in the Dropbox below. Okay, let me jump in. So the question was basically what I just said. How am I supposed to interact and behave with my friggin' SP while they still have a 3P? How am I supposed to act? How am I supposed to, interact with them or him or her? Okay. First and foremost, I'm going to warn you, I am not the coach that expects you to sit back and be a little church mouse and pretend that nothing bothers you and never open your mouth. That's not me. And that's not how I run my reality. And I don't know, proof's in the pudding. I have my specific person. I say that from a place of love and take my advice because it works. However, I know that is not what every other coach teaches. I know that. Okay, well, they can do what they want in their reality. I'm not made that way. Okay. I'm the type of person that if someone is being rude, disrespectful, and hurtful to me, okay, even though I know I'm manifesting my experiences in the 3D, I am not someone that will always necessarily just go within. Now listen, turning within is always the answer. It is always the answer. What do I mean by turning within? It is quieting your mind. It is reminding yourself of who you are, which is pure, unadulterated consciousness, God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams. That's who you really are, right? Right now, you are stepping into the identity of whoever you are. I'm in the identity of Kimberly. And I am choosing a version of myself. And I am the version of myself that's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And I was choosing that version of self, right? Even though at a time, my 3D didn't always look that way, okay? I had lumps and bumps on my journey too. What I have learned, and it has been fail-proof, fool-proof, seriously, is if you are being authentic to yourself and you are being mindful of what state you are currently embodying, which just means what version of self you're being. If you're being authentic to yourself, okay, you really can't do anything to mess your manifestation up. Now, what I mean by that is this. If having your specific person over for a fun little get-together night while you are... Maybe he says right to your face, "See, I'm about to go see 3P. I'm going to go hang out with them now that I'm done with you." Friends with benefits situation. If that makes you feel like garbage, stop doing it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to partake in that. Most of you are partaking in situations like that out of fear of not being able to manifest your specific person and fear that they'll stop interacting with you if you don't give them what they want, or if you just don't take the time that they're giving you. No, sweetness. Oh, my beautiful sweetness. No, that is a reflection of your own fear. And granted, this channel is not about blaming or shaming ourselves for what we're experiencing in the 3D. We don't look at it as it's all my fault. No, you've had a belief system where you've had some limited beliefs, and that's why we have this experience in our 3D right now. But now we need to start making new decisions. So if we're still saying yes, come on over and tell me you don't want to be in a relationship, but we can still bang, and then you're going to go home or go out with third party instead, and you know that makes you feel like garbage, but you're doing it out of fear of losing that person, yeah, that'd be one of those things that I'd probably stop doing. Why? Because you're choosing to be new self. If you're choosing to be the new you, right? Because that's how we manifest. It's all wrapped up with who we're being. If we're choosing to be new self, would new self have to do things we don't want to do in order to have our person? No, we wouldn't. We are breaking the habit of being a particular version of ourselves, the version of ourselves that doesn't think we're ever going to have that long-term, loving, fulfilling, committed marriage, relationship, partnership with that person. And that's why we keep giving in to things we don't like, or we are accepting things we don't like. That's not manifesting. Well, essentially, in the same breath that I say that, it is manifesting, but it's manifesting the same shit you still got. Okay? And I know some of you are so attached to that fear right now in this moment, and this message probably triggers you, and oh God, I understand. But I promise you that as you keep standing in your decision to be your new self, it's going to become easier and easier for you to believe that, and you will see the evidence of the shift in your person. If you are being authentic to yourself, you will not fail. Now, if it comes to a verbal interaction with your specific person, I'm not trying to tell you that you got to go pick arguments because you know you wouldn't tolerate something as new. I'm not saying go out and fight with everybody. I'm saying that, let's say today you haven't heard from a specific person and they were supposed to text you good morning and they didn't text you. That's what I used to get triggered about. In this moment, you have that urge that you want to reach out to them. I see nothing wrong with reaching out to them. And let's say that you know you're doing it just to know that they are still there, that they're still in the relationship with you, that they're still in your, they're still desiring you. If you're doing it from that place and you're feeling needy and desperate, that ain't the time to text them. The time to text them is when you are calm, cool, collected, and centered and standing in your decision to be your new self. That's when you text, okay? So I really, really mean this. You do whatever you want in your 3D. I mean, we're not, offing people and things like that. That's not what I mean. Okay? Don't do anything illegal. But I mean, as far as you're interacting with your specific person, do whatever the hell you want, so long as you are doing it from the authentic new self. Okay? If we're doing things just to keep this person around, meaning with the fear of losing them, you're not being new self. You're being old self. If your person has a third party and it is upsetting to you and they are seemingly stringing you along, would I put up with that? No. If I was manifesting a specific person that had a third party, I wouldn't do anything that would imply in my 3D that I got to keep taking this shit and that I'm okay with the fact that you got a third party. No, I wouldn't. I would stand in my decision to be the version of myself that has that loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with my specific person. I'd stand in that decision. I wouldn't let the 3D tell me who I am. I wouldn't let that happen. But at the same time, I would feel comfortable saying, I just don't want to do this while you've got someone else, man. That's not cool. I deserve better than that, okay? I'm worth more than that. And that's what I would be standing in. and not fearing that if I say that he's going to leave. Nah. Mm-mm. Even if it got verbalized in the 3D, I know that's scary, but it's not the end of your manifestation. So in other words, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't be so critical of yourself. Your concern on how to show up in the 3D is telling me that you think that you might be able to take an action that will ruin your manifestation. Nothing and no one can ruin your manifestation. And you just, I didn't respond well, I overreacted, I said too much, is not going to stop your manifestation. But if you keep thinking that way, well, that'll become a belief. Then that's what you're going to experience. So what I'm trying to say is, whenever you're questioning whether you should or shouldn't do something, your first question instead of that should go to, all right, then, if I'm questioning this, who am I being? Who am I believing I am right now? Do you see what I'm saying? If you feel that you're in a placement that you have to chase your specific person, like I have to reach out to them just to make sure that they're still there and they still want me. All right, you're not being new self. You're being the version of yourself that doesn't have what you want. That's what you're being. Or you're being the version of yourself that believes that if you don't appear a specific way in your 3D, that could lead to you losing a specific person. You really are a limitless, flawless being. And if you are always operating from the place of your true, authentic self, meaning, what I mean by that is not pretending you're not afraid of something that you're actually afraid of, instead of lying to yourself. And in those moments where you can be honest with yourself, like, yeah, right now I'm fearing that if I say something to him about this in the 3D, I'm afraid I'm going to lose him. Okay. I'm not being new self, but I'm authentically aware of who I'm being right now. I'm not going to make that text right now. I'm probably not going to call that person right now. I'm going to choose to be my new self, calm myself down, recenter myself. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to overanalyze your every move in the 3D. You don't. And if you do ever do something that you wish you hadn't, maybe you, I don't know, expressed your feelings to a specific person and now you regret doing that. So revise it. Revise. It isn't the technique. It isn't your perfect behavior in the 3D that's manifesting. It's who you believe you are. So you still get to keep your sassy little personality. You don't have to change every aspect about yourself and your personality. You're just changing the beliefs. You're changing the identity. That's it. So be your normal true self. Be you. Be you, while at the same time be choosing to be the version of you that doesn't have any limited beliefs around love, around relationships, around your specific person, or around whatever it is you're manifesting. No limited beliefs. Flawless, limitless you. Don't overanalyze your behavior. Don't. That implies that something can ruin a manifestation. Nope. Choose new self. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.